Hello everyone, this is Alireza. In this episode we will handle the multiple selections of the node. Well, before starting we need to move this part of the code down there inside here. Okay, so if we hold Alt down, what we want to do is we want to say drag rect dot width plus equals to the event dot delta dot x and drag rect dot height plus equals to event dot delta dot y. But we didn't set the x and y. Well, it happens here. We say drag rect dot x equals to event dot x dot mouse position dot x and y equals to y. Also, well, I can't say this in a single line, but yeah, I will do it like this. Equals new rect of that and this and 0 and 0. Okay, then before going back down let's see, do I want to do it here or do I want to do it here? Well, I will do that on top, although it shouldn't be changed. I will say that handles dot begin GUI and handles dot end GUI. Between here I will say that handles dot draw line, I have it somewhere. It became polyline. It accepts four vector trees. Okay, new array of. Now I need 4 vector trees. The very first one is new vector tree. Vector 2 will work. It will implicitly convert to vector trees of the drag rect dot x comma drag rect dot y comma new vector tree array, please. Vector 2s will work too. So why are you yelling at me? New vector 2 array, not that. What the hell? Vector 3 arrays, okay. That will work. The second line is from the x, but the same y, I mean, plus drag rect dot width. And if I just build it right now, coming back here, if I hold down the Alt, I should see a line being drawn, but it's not. Why is that? Well, let's continue this guy. Width plus drag rect dot height and drag rect.height, but only to the width. And why are you yelling at me now? I forgot a comma here. Okay, so build it. Going back to Unity. Okay, I'm holding down the Alt key and I'm dragging and I'm not seeing anything. So, what's going on? This part is redundant. No, actually. So why are you saying that? Remove from array creation, remove redundant. New vector 3, comma, that. That's the correct way. Okay. Build. Let's see if it will work. Although I have a fetch, yeah, it won't work. GUI that handles will draw it in the scene, I'm afraid. Somewhere. Or maybe more zoomed in. Frame. God damn it, I can't even move there. What's going on? And I don't see any rects being drawn anywhere. And I can't rotate anymore. So here's the thing. At the top of here, we will say if view rect that contains event.mouse position. If not, then return. Don't do anything. Build. Going back to Unity. Move it down. Now it's working here. Good. Come on. Okay, that's the closest thing. Holding down Alt and no rect is being drawn. God damn it. Let's see if I'm falling here at least. I should basically debug.log whatever. Move here. And going to console. Yeah, I'm falling there, but GUI that handles is not cooperating with me. That's the only thing I think. So, handles that begin, handles that end. Well, it's just like I'm drawing the mouse here. Well, let's see. Color is white. Color null 2. Okay. I think I'm missing some stuff. After this, comma, or width is coming at the start. So I will say 2 comma, and that should work now, hopefully. Build, going back, holding down Alt and dragging, and I'm not seeing the rect being drawn. So, okay, no big deal. I can say, where did I draw this guy? in here, I will say GUI.box with the drag rect, nothing, and view. Oh, I don't have it. Okay, so view graph. Oh, I don't have it here. Okay, where to get it? Don't I have skins here? GUI skin. Okay, I called it what? Dark skin? Light skin. Oh well, I will go with dark skin for time being. Or we can say GUI layout utility dot is, come on, dot, where was it? Lay utilities, that's the only thing, dot, and I don't get any one of these, so this is not what I want. Where was that damn thing? No, the schema. No, the scheme. I remember that I had it somewhere. GUI. Come on. Find usage. What the heck? There we go. Editor GUI utility, that's what I wanted to find. So, editor GUI utility that is pro skin. Then we say dark skin dot get style of node default, and else we want it to happen in light skin. There we go. Build. And holding down the Alt key, and it's not showing up. So I think we are calling it in wrong place at all. We want to remove it from here. Going up where I'm drawing this skin, update GUIs, and we do this before processing the event anyway. But I want to say if I'm marking the drag, then do this. Build, and let's see. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, but there is something that I don't like. If I click and drag, you see that I'm drawing something here. and that is not what I want. Okay, so what I want to do is that here, when I'm holding down the Alt, where is that guy? I totally lost it. Here, I want to say that I'm doing something, okay? And that is, I will add another field. What the heck? These are just booleans, 1 bit of data. And I will say draw drag, okay? And I will say here, if I mark drag and draw drag, do that. If I'm holding down the Alt key, where is that guy? Here, I will say draw drag equals to true. And here, where I'm assigning direct, I will say draw drag equals to false. Build. So now if I'm moving, nothing is being shown and drawn. If I hold down the Alt, I will be able to draw direct, but you notice something. If I go the reverse order, the border of my box is just being messed up, as you see. Okay? And I need to address this issue. I will do it inside my, here I think, or before processing the event when I want to draw stuff. Here actually I can do that. So I will say if dragRect.width is less than 0, because it won't happen unless I'm dragging, then we say, well, I need this guy. I think I added it. Adjusted dragRect. That's what I want to draw on it. Okay. So instead of drawing on the dragRect, I will do it on adjusted dragRect, and I will say adjusted dragRect.x equals to dragRect.x plus dragRect.width, else, so if it's 0 or greater than 0, I will say adjusted dragRect.x equals to the dragRect.x. Okay? Then I will say if dragRect.y height is less than 0, I will say adjusted dragRect.y equals to dragRect.y plus dragRect.height, else I will say adjusted dragRect.y equals to dragRect.y. Okay, build, and coming back. So if I hold down Alt and come on. Oh, it's not working. Okay, let me see. Oh, I forgot something. I forgot a single part. After this, I will say adjusted dragRect.width equals to mathf.apps of dragRect.width, and adjusted dragRect.height equals to mathf.apps of dragRect.height. Okay, build. Coming back. Hopefully this time it will work. So holding down Alt, and you see that now the box is drawing correctly. If I hold down from here and move, it's working correctly, and basically it will draw nicely. Now, we are not selecting any nodes, but we want to do it. Okay? How we can do that? Well, we simply want to check if the node boundary of any of the nodes is sitting inside this rect that I'm drawing. Okay? But how to do that? Now, to do that, we need method to be added to our system, and that would be basically an extension method. Okay. Now, here I have two options to do. Either I want the whole node to sit inside the rect as the top node, or I want to add the nodes that are crossing the rect as the below node. Which one do I want to choose? I don't know, honestly. Because this won't be selected in the first case, it will only select it in this case. Inside extensions, first of all, we'll add a class, and I'll call it rect extensions. Okay? If you ever had an extension method, you would know that it sits inside a static class. If you've never done it, then now you will learn how to make your own extension methods. Now, the very first one, I will say public static boolean. Now, here is the name of the method, and I will say overlap. The very first element that you put in will have a this in front of it, and what you write after the this is defining the type that this extension method will sit on top of it. So we want it to sit on top of rect, and comma this rect import Unity engine, and we call it self. The second parameter is optional, and here I want to compare this rect with another rect, and we call it rect. Okay? Now we say if self dot contains, and you see that it asks for a vector 2 or vector 3. I don't care about it. I will say the new vector 2, and we want the rect dot x comma rect dot y. Okay, and this if is redundant, we can just my download. We can just say return this, and it will say if the top left position of the other rect is inside us, or I will say self dot contains new vector 2 direct dot x plus rect dot width comma rect dot y. So this is top right, or self dot contains new vector 2 of rect dot x comma rect dot y plus rect dot height. This is bottom left, or self that contains new vector 2 rect dot x plus width, rect dot width, comma, rect dot y plus rect dot height. And this is bottom right, okay? So what I had done by now, I'm saying that, well, let's go into mischief and show you there. Come on, minimize, thank you. No, paper. Darker color, there we go. And, okay, here is the thing. I'm drawing a rect, okay? All I'm asking is that if any other corner of this second rect, like this one, or this one, or this one, or this one, is sitting inside this rect. If that is the case, then this rect is overlapping with this one. But that's one side of it. I want to check if this rect contains any one of these. Okay? If that's the case, again, these two are overlapped. There is no way, if this second rect is overlapping this guy without any of the corners sitting down here, or actually this guy being overlapped without any of its corners sitting there. So we don't need to check the second rect by the first rect, because if these two are overlapped, at least one of these four corners, as you see, will sit down in the other one, and vice versa. So this code is enough, okay? And this is the overlap method. But what if I want to see if the whole, here's my mischief, here, file, edit, clear, canvas. I have a rect, okay? But I want to see if the other rect is completely inside this one. Well, what I need to do is, instead of OR cases, we need to have AND cases. So all four of these should sit inside the other one. So I will have another helper. I will call it contains. The other one, and I will just switch these ORs to ANDs. Okay? Now that I have these methods, I can come back here. And where I'm drawing the rect, actually when I'm doing the Alt key, okay? At the same time that I'm drawing the rect, I want to go inside this guy, do a for loop here, and I will say if node dot if the drag rect dot. Now I have the contains, as you see, that accepts a rect, or I can say overlap. I think I will go with this overlap, and I think I just used Unity's internal. I reinvented the wheel, you know. Overlaps a rect, returns true if the other rectangle overlap this one. If allow inverse is pressed and true, the widths and heights of the rects are allowed to take negative values. Oh, okay. Overlaps this guy. But now I need to remove this part, basically. I just reinvented the wheel. But the contains should remain there, because if you look, the contains from Unity doesn't accept any rect. Okay? So I need to have that one. But overlaps is what I want, and I will choose the node boundary, and I will say for the overlaps it becomes true, so that I will do that. Well, I don't need to deselect anything, because when I turn the mouse down, it's doing this. Selected node is okay, node is selected is okay. I need to move this guy out. I don't need that. And basically I will add it to selection, set node equals true, and don't return here. Well, let's see what it's doing right now, and then I will decide if I need to change anything. So coming back to Unity, let it import our DLLs if it comes up. Holding down the Alt key, dragging, now you see it's getting selected, okay? And it's getting selected. So, yoo-hoo, yeah, that is bad, as you see. So, nodes that count. Or I should, instead of nodes, saying selection nodes that count. That was when I said I need to do this guy, remember? So coming back, this part is working. Select and move. Now, well, I'm not happy still, you know, this guy is not behaving the way I thought it will behave. Huh. Let's see what is wrong here. What's the difference of you and you? Well, we want to make sure and not event.control. That would be the case. I'm not sure. So let's see. Holding down the control, it behaves. Now it's still big. So instead of selection nodes, what if I say nodes? That is the same basically right now. Huh. Build. Why are you doing this to me? Possible null is there, because if I don't have anything, then I won't have any selections here. But let's see. if I'm holding the control and doing this, then do this and return. Well, this is redundant. Move this part, although it shouldn't be the case, but move this part below the alt one. I'm getting double transformation somewhere. These are the same code, you know. And I'm hitting return. Build. Coming back down. It's just fast, but it's almost related to each other. It's just fast now. Divided by selection node count. Did I build it? I don't think so. No. Okay. I still will be able to do this. Well, now they are behaving almost exactly like when I'm hitting control. Yeah. Okay, so now this is not working. The control is not working now. So that was why I was getting doubles. Because I need to do this. No, Control V on top here and say not control. That is the thing. So I wasn't getting duplicated. Transform, first time. I will move it here, just like all times, and I will delete this part. Build. Going back. So the control is working. And why am I getting duplicated now? Well, divide by selection node.count. This was working anyway. Build. So coming back, now if I move, they are moving like this. If I hold control, it's still faster from when I'm doing this. Let me see. -1, that won't make sense because now it becomes 1 and I will get that double transformation. Stupid thing. Really stupid thing. No, actually. it's still faster than when I'm doing this. Okay, okay. Instead of this part being here, I will say you out from here, I mean. I will say a list of node, not nodes, node, a node schema, sorry. And I will say move list equals to. Am I holding the control? Then it is equals to nodes. Otherwise, it's selection nodes. Okay? And for each node inside the move list, do this, basically. Build. And let's see. And I get double transformation even here, but normal transformation here. God, why? Interesting, you know. Let's see what is going on here. Well, it says that move list can be null. Check for null expression. That's okay. But it's redundant from what is our problem. Otherwise, new list of node schema dot where t goes into the condition of t from nodes dot where t goes into the condition t dot is selected. Dot to list is redundant, isn't? Okay. One thing that I forgot here, yeah, we are not, where is the alt key? We are selecting it to true. Okay, build. Because I think I'm getting double referencing there. And I will, yeah, that's working now. Okay, so nothing's selected. And we can't do them. Now that's interesting. I'm holding down Alt and I can't do this. Why is that now? We don't need this part here. Delete, Control Shift S, build, and going there. My Alt is not working anymore. Yeah, basically that's the case. Move this part here. And this. Control B. See what's going on? This part is behaving, but this part is not. Okay, so move it here. If, and I need to move it, well, basically we say if event.alt and that, then we can remove this part from here and we return, and here we say if not event.alt and the rest. B. So now if I hold down Alt, I can select, I can move, and if I just select one, hold down B, it will move everything. Now we are behaving. Okay, so what was going on here? Why did I get duplicated move before doing it this way? First of all, this is the code for this episode. It will be on the monitor for a few seconds. Now, what is the problem with double moving that I had? Remember, you want to pause the video if you want to type, because I'm going out. Okay, here's the thing. Our select, let me select multiple. Oh, look at here. Yeah, basically we are adding more and more and more the same node to the list because my code is wrong. Now here is the thing. When I want to add it to selection, I will check if selection node that contains contains node, and if it's false, then add the node. That's one part of it. Actually, I think that was the reason I was getting duplicated count, but I didn't build it, did I? No, build. So deselect all, hold down Alt, and now you see just I get these two. So the part of the problem was that I was adding multiple things, and the other part of the problem that I think is still responsible is that these guys are references, not the well, actual things. Although I think now I would be okay, this code would work, but honestly this is more correct way of adding it to the code, and I will stick with this part. So the only thing that I need to add is to check if the selection node does not equals to null, then do this, okay? But I will do this. If it is equals to null, then I will say selection node equals to new, not boo, new list of that. Then I will say if not contains that, add that. Okay? And I need to do it outside of this for each. That's a very bad case. Doing it here. Okay? And what is it now? It says nodes can be null. For checking for the null, that's correct. Pay attention to these type of things because it can take things and, well, we don't need return. And we had done all the things that I wanted to do. Pay attention to these errors. For example, here, it says check expression for null. Okay? And I will, again, move the whole thing out of there. And not like that. I will move it outside of the whole thing, inside here, and I will say if it's equals to null, Then I will say selection node equals to new list of that. Okay, so now this part is redundant. Okay. Also, I will take this guy out. On top of the events, I will say if that is equals to null, then nodes equals to new list of that. Although I could do it inside here and I will keep it in process events because it's calling it time and time again. And you see that our orange markers were gone. This guy says that delete node can become protected, and I will accept. Now, show properties, it says it's not being used. I know that I will use it later, so I will shut it down. And what is this guy? Comment.graph, yeah, I don't need that. And that's it. The only thing remaining is that it says graph schema. Has no inheritors. And it can become sealed. I don't care about that. And that's it. So we finished the functionality on the nodes that we wanted, okay, as you see. And I can still move it around, I can deselect it, I can mark it select, I can do whatever I want, okay, and I keep this guy. But you notice that every now and then I get this context menu coming up. Here, because I'm processing the events in update view this way. And well, I need to use the events for real somewhere, but if I use the events right now here, where was I using the event in the break connection? That was a good point. So context menu. At the end of the process context menu. Okay. So if I use it here, look what happens. Actually nothing, but just, yeah, this will happen. Okay, and I don't like it. It happens every now and then, not always, but every now and then. Yeah, and the position of the mouse is wrong, totally wrong. Well, actually, yeah, that would happen anyway. That is why I'm not using it here. But I get that thing every now and then, that when I click inside Unity, I get that this menu every now and then up, and I don't want it. But until I figure what's going on there, I have no other way around it. So yeah. And I think maybe, just maybe, if I can say if event dot type does not equals to repaint with capital R, then process the events. Maybe that will fix our issue. Maybe the other type, if it's repaint, then do that. But I think, yeah, now it's behaving at least. Let's see if this fixed our problem with the, you know, my right click menu shows up every now and then that I'm building the process and coming back. I had it. I'm not sure if it happened in front of the camera when I was recording, but every now and then I had it. Let's hope this had solved our issue. And I will catch you guys in next episode. In next episode, what would I do? Well, there are tons of things that are not addressed yet. One of them is showing the properties of each selected node. Okay. I have to go through everything in my project and see which parts I am missing from adding, because right now I'm lost about what is going on and what is not going on. The only thing that I know is that in my node schema, not this one, GUI, I have this draw comment. This comes later, but I know that somewhere, I think in work view, or is it in property view? Yeah, for example, property view, help view, these things need to be addressed one after another. And well, I will come to these guys one after another as I see what needs to be done. Right now, if I look in my view task list, I have these to do, that behavior tree stuff, behavior tree stuff, behavior tree stuff, math tree stuff. These are not related to the first iteration that we are doing in chapter 1. But after that, you will see me adding more to-dos between 2 episodes, and I will basically scrub through all the nodes that I have, all the classes that I have, and see if anything is missing. One thing I would like to do is that inside here, where I have this graphic utility and graph utility. Well, graph utility not, but graphic utilities. I want to convert these to extension methods, some of these. And actually, it's really easy. I just need to put, you know, this in front of a string. So when I go back here into my resources, I just can say, you know, Control X and put it here. Control V. And that is a string. So that would work. And it converted right now to an extension method. That's as simple as that. So long story short, whenever you had a helper class that has a method, if you know what type of thing it is accepting as the main parameter, put this in front of it and you converted it to a basically extension method. For example, here I can say this inside a color and I will call it color, that I'm not using it as you see, but here I can say a equals to 1 by default, so that I don't need this overload. And get what? I got an extension method. So now my GUI styles would have tons of errors, because each time I need to say, hey, new color dot that, and this will work. Okay, so basically I converted a utility class into a, you know, extension method. But this is a huge memory leak right now, because for each one of them I'm throwing a color that I'm not using. So there we go. What I can do is that here, before returning anything, actually, I can say our assigned in color equals to this, and then I will return the color. So at the same time, I'm assigning to the self, you know. And basically, that's it. Although now that I'm thinking about it, well, we were creating a new color anyway. So yeah, that would work. And now I can make, you know, this guy to be void. And just that. And it will work, you know. Although I don't think, no, it won't work. Okay. It needs to return a color anyway. Anyway, there is no way around it sometimes. But for example, this, I may want to make it public. And yeah, I will make it public, this. And this is public. Okay. So it accepts a stream anyway. So where am I using it? Read to end. Here. And you see that I can get this guy out, put it here, and say dot read to end. It's the same stuff. Okay? And well, print manifested resources. Because I'm not accepting anything here, I can't do anything related to that. But this is not a suitable place for this guy, so I will take this guy out, put it inside my reflections. Where are you? There we go. And I will put it on top. What the heck? Here. Okay. And yep. What was that? I didn't use it anywhere, I think. Nope. Okay. And one more thing is that now that I have extension methods, I would want them to be here somewhere. And well, I will do some refactoring later on because, you know, right now my graphic utility is sitting inside my editor stuff, but it's related to some things that can be non-editor stuff. So I think I will make my extension methods up here because honestly, for example, rect can be used inside non-editor stuff. So yeah, I will move my extensions up into common when I can. But that happens in a cleanup video, I think maybe at the end of the chapter 1. Right now, everything's working and I'm happy. Okay? So it says that this guy is not being used. Without parameter, how would it work? Well, it becomes a helper method. It's not extension method anymore, I think. Maybe not. Well, what the heck? Without parameter. Well, I have that derpy guy. This won't be ever. Yeah, I know assignment is not being used, but what to do? You know, I can put it on top of int, but that doesn't make sense. No, shut up. Yeah, anyway. Anyway, have fun everyone. Bye bye.